Alright, greetings. Today we're flying the A4n Skyhawk 2. It sits at a pretty interesting area where its performance is genuinely kind of average for its battle rating, but it has some modern additions, mainly the missiles and the flares, which make it a lot more competitive than maybe even some of the Mach 2 capable fighters at its battle rating. And when I say performance, I'm also not just talking about its power plant, but the airframe itself. All the Skyhawks in War Thunder have a wing rip issue, one that, according to contemporary sources, is apparently a much larger issue for the Skyhawk in War Thunder than it was in real life. The A4n will pretty much rip its wing in virtually any sustained turn above 650 kilometers per hour. The only thing that can allow this jet to compete with fighters at its battle rating is proper turning and air brake usage. If you can do that and do it just about right, you can most of the time edge out a win against all the fighters, even if they have like powerful afterburning engines and better energy retention. The other thing you need to know how to make the A4n useful is the weapons that it carries. The Skyhawk 2 received custom loadouts in an update that allow you to use 2 Shafir 2s and 2 M9Ds at the same time, totaling 4 missiles of 2 of each type. The Shafir has about half the guidance time of the M9D, but it's substantially easier to get off on the enemies because it has an uncaged seeker. And both the missiles have pretty good tracking. The M9D is a bit more flare resistant, and it has a much larger range. So it's gonna, in terms of range, the M9D is gonna outclass pretty much everything at 9.3, except maybe the M9Ls on some of the A10s. The M9D is what's going to allow you to take on the starfighters. You're going to be able to kill the Su-7s. And I believe both the A and the B models of the starfighter don't have any flares. So you're going to come out on top if they miss their first turn, basically. And if they get close enough, you can go ahead and use the 2 Defas that it has as well. They are very annoying to aim, genuinely, but they do hit very hard. And now I want to look at some of these techniques in action. Okay, so here we are on the Vietnam map. We just tried to shoot down an F-104. Kind of got a little bit sidetracked and kill sniped by another Skyhawk. So we're gonna come here and we're gonna go into this clusterfuck and try and get a missile off on this F-4C. Unfortunately, he's not turning at a good enough angle to get one off. So we're going to apply the air brakes, and we're going to go into a turn to get into a position to get something off on this F-8U. He is going to be able to dodge it. I don't know why he didn't use his flares. I believe that plane does have flares. So we're going to turn, and we're going to go back towards the F-4C. It looks like he's being taken care of, but we are going to launch an M9D at him. He won't be able to flare that off, and he's not going fast enough to get away from it. So he will likely die from that. There he is, he's done. We're going to be turning away from the Corsair. We're going to turn into him. And there we go, some packet loss, because it's War Thunder. He's going to be behind us, but I don't believe he's going to be too much of an issue. And then for some reason he doesn't actually end up going after us, but he decides to turn, and that's our opportunity. We instantly turn, fire off the missile, he's done. It's likely he misjudged the airplane and didn't think I was going to be able to get anything off on him, and that's why he did that. And there's the A10 also that I hit when I was trying to avoid the Corsair. Okay, here we are at about 14,000 feet above the city map. We're going to be looking at a MiG-21 to our left and another MiG-21 right in front of us. He's going to be going after that Vautour bomber. He looks like he might have gotten hits on it, but he's going to be extremely low speed. And he's going to be turning up, kind of arcing towards our right, so we're going to have an intercept path. We're going to move in with the guns. get some shots off, finally connect. He's going to flame out. And he's likely going to be done. We're going to drop down on this SU-7. He's going pretty fast over the kind of the Bay Area. And he's going to be going towards that Central Park area for a bombing run. And we're going to, careful not to rip our wings off right here, and we're going to slide an AIM-9D right in behind him right here. And as long as he doesn't see that and go behind that building, we should be okay. And he's done. We're going to start climbing a bit and turning up over the city. There's quite a bit of Su-25s over there. And here's a MiG-23. I'm going to get a bit kill hungry. I'm going to go in for the kill. I'm not going to connect any of those shots like I did the MiG-21. And he is going to turn and go into the city. And I'm going to pretty much forget about those Su-25s and pay the price for it right about here. And that is why I stayed away from the A10s in the other game. Okay, so here we are about 13,000 feet above Vietnam again. A very popular map at this battle rating, by the way, around 9.3. You're going to play it quite a lot, that and Sinai. So there we have an F-104 Starfighter arcing up. There is a MiG-21 going after him. I'm going to kind of start climbing up towards them to see if I can pick up any scraps, maybe if the MiG-21 fails to get any missiles or guns on him. That is going to end up being a bad choice, though, actually, as you'll see in a few seconds. I'm going to come up and over, and at this point I'm thinking that the Starfighter is going to go down, but he's actually not. He's turning towards me. So instead of just like hanging out in the sky, I'm going to have to turn towards him, and at this point I'm pretty low on speed. He's dead, thankfully, from that MiG-21, and I'm just going to drop on these fighters down here. I'm including this game mostly to show how people might underestimate this fighter. So here we go, we're going to try and get a missile off on this A4E. It doesn't work. We see this much juicier target, he turns into us, we can't get anything off on him. We're managing our speed pretty well. And we're going to go up, and we're going to make sure nothing is in front of us when we're doing this turn real quick. Okay. And we should be good. We're pretty low speed right now, but nothing can really get us. And we're going to be able to get back all that speed. And here an F-104 comes out of nowhere. We did not see him when we checked our back. He almost kills us. There he goes, though. He goes in, and most of the time that would work, but there are flares in the air and a lot of airplanes. So it's likely that just because of that, the AIM-9D didn't track very well. We shoot another one off at him. He's able to dodge. That F-104 pilot is flying right on the very edge. We'll take some crits on that Saber. I believe he's going to crash later. There's another Saber right here. We're going to completely miss these shots. That was very awful. And so behind us we have some Skyhawks, some Sabers, and this F-104. He is going to not be able to hit us, as most F-104 pilots cannot. And he's going to go in front of us. And that was a big issue for him because he doesn't have any flares and I have missiles. So he thought I would be an easy kill, and now he's dead. And his buddy's going to come in right behind him and try the same maneuver. And I'm going to just do some simple turns. He can't get any guns. And now I'm going to yank the stick and get an AIM-9D off on him. And that guy's done. He's going to try and go behind the mountain, but the AIM-9D is too far ahead. It's going to kill him. So that's 2 Starfighters down just because they thought that the damaged Skyhawk would be an easy kill. So at this point our engine's not doing very good. We're going to be turning. There's an F-100 Super Saber behind us, so we're going to want to drop altitude right here and kind of hug the deck and try and hide behind these hills while we make our way back towards the base. kind of keeping the nose right on that horizon line as much as we can. And then, of course, there's another Skyhawk coming right at us, and I just now noticed. So we're going to turn. We're not going to be able to get guns off on him. However, when he turns around, he's gonna have way too much speed to turn with us because of the wing rip issue. We are not going to be worrying about that, meaning we can get guns on him with our damaged engine and take him out just like that. The flaps on this plane do work very well. They will they will increase the amount of lift that your plane is getting, so you are going to be able to make some of those turns that you just wouldn't be able to in some of the other Skyhawks. Here we go, the Saber's coming in. There's not much we can do. We have no speed. We have a busted engine. We're going to turn, and he's going to take us out. But, of course, that other Saber crashed, so there we go. 4 kills.